And we have our main guest here, Gloria Young. I've said so much about her, so I just thought I should leave the rest to her now. In the meantime, hello.
Hello, Uncle BC.
Let's talk about you and when you were trying to get into this business of acting. What were you doing before then, and how did you actually go into it by design, or was it just an accidental thing?
Yes. Okay. Well, I guess I wouldn't really call it an accident thing. Neither was it by design. You know, Uncle BC, you know, my background is in journalism, television, and the rest. And so I was actually, you know, a magazine writer, television, you know, production and all that. At that time, I was working on the Charlie Boy show. I was producing, presenting also. I was actually presenting. Everyone knew me then for the short news skit we had called This Is Not the News. It was like a satire, you know, and I was writing, producing, presenting at that time. And then out of the blue, we used to have actors, you know, one of whom was Patrick Doyle, you know, who we would invite to come and do one or two things on the Charlie Boy show. Apart from Patrick Doyle, we had so many others. Wiz, we had a lot of them. All of a sudden, you know, basically maybe because of money and the rest, they were not showing up. And you know how it is, Uncle. Your program must get on air. So you have to make sure it gets on air. And so when we realized that our deadline was, you know, drawing near and we didn't have a program, I just said, hey, turn this camera around. Let me do something, you know. And I did a short drama skit, you know, and out of the blue, everybody started talking about it. And that was where the producer of Glamour Girls saw me and invited me on to his, into his office. I got there and then he said, read this. He gave me the script to read. I read it. He said, have you read it? You understand it? I said, yes. What am I supposed to do? He said, I want you to act it. I just got up and started doing it. I remember Bob Manuel Udoku was there, Zakoji was there, Liz Benson was there. And these are people I had looked up to, you know, watch them on television, watch them doing
their thing
on TV soaps, yes. And they all started clapping and they said I did very well. So I figured, okay, well, I do have a bit of talent in this. Let me, you know, explore it and see where it will go. And here I am today.
Very interesting story. Yeah. If you do not try, you wouldn't know if you have the talent in it.
You wouldn't know, yes.
And a lot of people just give up, you know, and they're what they are today. But you must always try to, you know, don't even leave any area uncovered. And look at the way you just discovered yourself. And now you're what you are. Very, 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 very strong in this business of acting. Now, what would be your initial impression about acting in Nigeria today? Look at both genres. I mean, the one they call the film thing and the home video. And how do you, you know, in one sentence, what would you be saying about it?
About comparing them or?
Comparing them, no, well, let's not even compare for now, but at what stage are we? These two departments.
Oh, we're still crawling now. I mean, we haven't gotten off the ground
yet.
Know. Yes, we're still crawling. We haven't gotten off the ground. You know, it's like a baby. When you give birth to a baby, the baby must go through all the trying to get up, trying to lift one arm, lift the neck, and all of that. And then we've done that. We've been able to lift up our arms. We've gotten people to notice us by lifting up our heads. Now we're still crawling, you know, and we need to understand that. We need to accept that we must be able to finish crawling before we can walk. And so nobody should expect that they can do it in one day. It's not possible. And once we understand that we have problems in this industry, then we should go for training.
All right.
So that way we can make it better.
Okay, having agreed that we have not even started at all, how do we now go forward? What are you going to be telling them? Those, you know, who are supposed to be doing the film, the major films, and these ones are the ones that can internationalize our act, and those who are also doing the home video thing. I mean, they're both now under our searchlight. What are we telling them?
Oh, we're telling them to go back to the drawing board. We're telling them to go and see how others are doing it and learn from them. We're telling them to accept that they are making mistakes and not to feel that they know it all. We've started, really, we have. I mean, when we have things like the Iron Film Festival, we have Amaka Igwe's Film Festival, Bob TV, you know, people are coming into the country to see how they could be part of it. And you know, once we get international investors and the rest interested in what we're doing, you will see that a lot of people will work harder at it, you know. You know, everyone is making noise about the actors and the actresses. Please, make noise about the directors. Make noise about the producers. They're the ones that give me the job and say, you do it like this. You know, if my director wants me to look glamorous, I will look glamorous. If my director wants me to act, if I'm in Edo and I have to keep acting the same thing over and over again, what is my director doing? He should be able to tell me, no, we need to understand that these are films that will be here after we're gone. Our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will see it. One good thing about it is that they're going to say, let's judge by what is happening now, by what happened in our mothers' and fathers' days. Oh, yeah, there is a change. And of course, that's the beauty about it. You must always grow. Change is the only constant thing.
All right, a problem we've had, you know, most of the time is to do with the concentration on home videos at the expense of the soaps that used to be the in thing in those days. Mm-hmm. Where did we go wrong here? Where's the missing link, and how can we retrace our steps in that? Because television is nothing at all if you don't have good drama people can look up to in the confines of their room, sit down and watch. Yeah. That used to be, you know, the in thing in this in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and all of that. But we don't see that anymore. You talked about the glamour girls.
Yes. I think what happened was, you know, as a society, let's be honest. If you don't have lights, how can you watch New Masquerade when it's supposed to come on? How can you tune on, you know, get onto NTA and watch your favorite programs? Because at that particular moment, NEPA has struck. There is no lights. And so what happens is that you go and rent a video. Once you know that, oh, there's lights, let's watch it now until NEPA takes lights. Oh yes, that was actually what happened. And so people now started getting into the home video thing, buying these tapes. Then it became too many. People couldn't afford to buy more than 2 or 3 a month. So they started renting. And that's actually the truth about how, you know, it became so many of them out there. You know, well, now we have generators. We even have the one they call I Pass My Neighbor, so everybody can buy a generator and watch TV programs. So what we should do now is go back to the television, you see, because TV has a standard. For instance, Uncle BC, I can't bring a program to you, someone like you, that is rubbish. You would throw it, fling it out of your window. You know? But you have standards, so television has standards. We need to go back to it. What if we can get back to TV, bring the soaps back on? There are lots of TV stations now. They should have certain standards. I'm sure because of, you know, the influx of generators all over the place, people will start watching. Yeah.
Well, we had so many people complaining about the fact that you know, those who have the money don't even have any ideas about this. So what is wrong with those who have the ideas teaming up
those who
among themselves, actually?
Okay.
And going to town to do this?
I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with ego. You know, the average Nigerian has, you know, this mentality about him or herself. He feels he's too much. So even if he doesn't have money, he doesn't go around telling people I don't have the money. Oh no, you understand. But what we need to understand that if we want to make a change, we want to move forward, even if it's just for ourselves, if we can come together, bring 2 good directors together, bring 2 producers, then bring the guys the executive producers, the guys who have the money, to sit down and listen to what these directors have to say. You will definitely get good products. But you must make sure that there are people out there who are going to buy it, will buy it. Because if you tell an investor to bring his money and you're not able to convince him how he's going to get his money back, no.
Well, I think this is a clarion call for all those who are professionals to sit down amongst themselves and work out something. That was what I was discussing with you earlier.
Yes.
If we have very good, you know, drama programs, we have, you know, videos, home video, and the rest to shoot these things. Yes, but we also need to put quality things on air.
And that's where I believe the banks come in. Why can't the banks accept that they need to be part of it? You know, it's their social responsibility, for goodness sake. Can't they realize that it is theirs? It's not enough for you to build parks close to your headquarters and say you've done something. It's not enough for you to go and give money for them to do the roads around your headquarters. Oh no. I believe that if they, I mean, it's not just only television, it's also stage. If they can be part of this, the theater industry, the Nigerian home video or film, whatever, you know, we have so many names for it. It's either we call it the theater industry, or we call it the home video industry, or we call it the Nigerian film industry. Whatever name you call it, it's still the same. You know, they can be part of it. They can come together and be part of it. You know, excuse me, in all honesty.
Okay.
And we still have the Nigerian syndrome where dog eats dog. Oh yes. No one wants the other person to, you know,
to rise above him. Yeah.
We'll work together. But what we find out that's happening now is that one person wants to be the producer, the director, the actor. And I'm sorry, it can't work like that. You know.
You know, that was exactly what we were discussing. We must sit together and harmonize our thoughts, harness the good sides of one another, then put all of that on the table.
On the table, yes.
We've been knocking ourselves as practitioners. What would you say about government? How does government come in to help?
The only thing government should do is make it viable, make it easy for us to do everything we want to do. Don't go and put such a high price. For instance, at the airport, when we want to shoot at the airport, you make it difficult for us. That's not fair. Wouldn't you like your airport to be shown? You know, for instance, the American government has its own ways of helping the American film industry. And that is why the film industry makes sure that whatever their stories that have to deal with the police, the government, is, you know, things that would bring up the morale of the policemen and the people in the government. But that's not what happens here. And so I guess the government is angry with us because we're telling the story as it is, you know.
So let me thank you very much, Gloria Young, for having hacked into our core. We've been here and we've been cross-fertilizing ideas on how to make the entertainment industry the better. Let me thank you again. More rewarding. Thank you very much, Gloria Young. So let's go quickly now. My name is BC Olatilo.